We're joined now by Darryl Longabaugh, the head women's soccer coach here at Mississippi College in his 15th year as the head coach here at MC. And Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. And,
sure, my pleasure.
Congratulations on a good start to the season. Before we get to this season, let's go back to last year. Came up with 12 wins and made your 8th straight conference tournament. So what do you get carrying over from last season into this season?
To be honest with you, not a whole lot. Mainly because, we've got a lot of freshmen that'll be starting. I think our first game we had 5 freshmen starting. Against the alumni we had 7 freshmen starting. When you have that many freshmen starting, you have a hard time with the learning curve at this game. But we have some great senior leadership in Leslie Mello and Hannah Langley. And one of the other great parts about it is they're very calm leadership. You got Megan Witten in the back that's calm. You got Bethany Robertson and Beatty in the back. Again, 2 goalkeepers that can calm freshmen down a little bit so they don't get too jittery. So really, to be honest with you, what we're carrying over for this year is just a little bit of leadership out of our seniors. Other than that, the junior and sophomore class are sprinkled in a little bit, but it's majority of freshmen. So we're going to kind of be learning on the go this year.
Well, by my count, 21 either freshmen or sophomores on this team out of about 33 players.
That is correct.
So you have to really rely on your seniors to do a lot of the things that you and your assistant just can't do on your own.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And that's why, that learning curve is a little bit tougher, just because when you got 4 different people talking to one person trying to explain something, freshmen sometimes go, and then they kind of break down a little bit. But so far, you can see the progression as they get a little bit better every day in practice. So I'm not worried about it, but a little concerned still.
Got some tough non-conference opponents. UC Santa Cruz came in here, Belhaven this weekend. What do you hope to learn about your team in the games leading up to American Southwest Conference play?
Again, it would be the play of the freshmen, and I put a lot of emphasis on that, because when you have half your team as freshmen starting, you're looking for the progression of what they're making and how they're doing. UC Santa Cruz came in, did a great job. They beat us 2-1. We had them on a couple of set pieces. They've since then corrected, but one of the things that they did show us, our fitness level is not where it needs to be. So I'm looking for better fitness in the Belhaven game. This Friday with Belhaven, one of the things we're looking for too is, we played them in a preseason scrimmage. Now we're playing them for real. I want to see a different attitude, different temperament, and fitness still. So those 2 are the big things that we're looking for. And then Hendricks on Sunday, another out-of-conference opponent out of Arkansas. Again, we're going to look to see if we can't get the formation down and those freshmen flowing in the game a little bit better.
Now, after these non-conference games are done with, you start off at home with in conference play with 4 straight at home this Thursday against UT Dallas. That's a very tough start.
That's not who you want on your first game in conference. But let's bring it on. Let's get the freshmen into the conference tournament. If we're going to get in there, we're going to face them in the tournament anyway, or we'll see them again in the finals, whatever. But let's get them and let's hit it, because they're the cream of the crop. Them, Hardin, Simmons, Tyler, those 3 teams. Let's just get them in here, get them over with, and then move on, because they're going to show you exactly what Santa Cruz showed us. They're going to show you your weaknesses, and then we're going to fix those weaknesses. And if we learn them early in the year, bam, we fix them. We run through the rest of the year. So it's not who I want to open up with, but I'm okay with it. John will bring a good team in from Dallas, and they'll put us on the burner to say.
Tell us a little bit about recruiting and where some of the places maybe that have been opened up for recruiting that haven't been available to you in years past.
Well, one of the great places that has always been there is Louisiana, and we've only got one girl, Lauren Prescott, out of Louisiana this past year. So things are opening up. One of the other places that's been real good to us now here recently is Florida. We got the Caitlin and Allison Kiss out of Orlando. They played at the Masters Academy, so that was a great pickup for us. I love both those little girls. And then Melanie Benner and Caitlin Chapman, both from Seminole High School in Seminole, Florida, right there in Tampa. And so that's an area that has opened up, and we look to expand in that area a little bit more. One of the other areas we hope to expand in is in St. Louis. St. Louis is a great soccer town. We got Moira Kelly and Alex Vose from there, so we're looking at all these girls to make major significant time, and so we look to expand in that area too. And we hope to dabble a little bit in Texas, but those Texas teams seem to pick them up before we can get to them.
So how do you do that with a limited staff and a limited amount of time that you and your assistant can travel? How do you get into these places that you haven't been before?
We rely on coaches that are in the area that we may have built a relationship with. Like in St. Louis, we've built a relationship there with a coach. We've built a relationship with a coach in Florida. We've built some relationships in Texas with a couple of coaches that I've known from years past that played against us in the conference, and they help us with identifying players, and that's the key. Is if they can identify them, we can then take over from there. We can maybe make one trip out to see them, or just get them on campus, and that's a big deal. And then this year, one of the great things is we've got a young lady from Mobile that played down at the University of Mobile that we're going to use to try and get into Alabama, because she has a lot of connections still in Alabama. So we're hoping to expand in Alabama too. So we like to go all over the country. Wherever they come from, it does not matter as long as they can play soccer.
Well, let's talk about the facilities here for just a minute. We had the new field dedicated a few years back, and now we've got this new field house, which is a wonderful facility. Tell us about how it came about and how it's being utilized.
Ooh. Well, I will tell you this: we went about 3 years ago to visit the Girlings in Austin, Texas. Coach Jones and I. We sat down with them. We explained our needs and some of the things that we were looking for. We left the meeting not feeling really good, and I remember being somewhere on I-20 between Dallas and Clinton, and they gave me a call, and they asked a few questions. We called the president, and we got a very, very generous donation from the Girlings to build our facility. And it took some time, trying to decide what we could use, what we didn't need, what we did want. And now we've got a phenomenal facility here, the Robert Girling Fieldhouse. And the best part about it is when players come in, they just stand back and kind of are in awe. UC Santa Cruz used our locker room one time, and before he let the girls in, he told them, "Remember, ladies, enjoy using it, but we have nothing like this, so pay attention to what I'm saying instead of staring at everything they've got." So you can tell by that this is a phenomenal facility, and it's going to help us in recruiting. It's going to help our girls feel a little bit more pride in the program, a little bit more pride in the school, because they're treated so well with this facility. And so, and our offices are over here, our training room's here. It's just, this is a great facility.
And from a practical standpoint, it just makes so much sense, because you're here, they're here. The soccer field is a bit off from campus, and so it really helps on game day, just logistically.
Yeah, amen. Because we can just walk instead of having to worry about meeting in the locker room in the Coliseum, 45 minutes ahead of time before they're supposed to be on the field. They only have to meet 15 to 20 in here. Then they get dressed, they're on the field in plenty of time, and it's so much easier, and that really is the best part about it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time.
Sure.
Thanks for taking time to join us, and we look forward to a good season and following you all season long on GoChoctaws.com.
All right, thank you.
That's Darryl Longabaugh, the head women's soccer coach at Mississippi College. We'll have more of our program in a moment.